comedian.
Classic comedian.
Can I do it? Can I do the? Yeah, this guy's great, man. Yeah, keep it up, Pete. He's a good friend of mine, man.
He was nice to me once.
You're not gonna do. I thought you were gonna do the Brian Callen part. The what? You're friends with him? When did you?
When did you see him?
I was like, a comedy store. You would come by there.
When? I'm there all the time.
Yeah, no, it was one time when you weren't there.
I don't think you've ever been there when I haven't been there.
Can we drop it?
No, I don't think I will.
That was one of my favorite moments ever in The Fighter and the Kid. Was him just really when I'm always there. I'm divorced. I never see my kids. I'm always at the comedy store.
Yeah, I have nothing else to do. I'm trying to pick up tail there.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm not there, I'm at the sneaker store.
So I could put them on the table for some fucking reason.
Picking out some new knickknacks at the sneaker store.
Well, Pete Davidson. Look, a lot of comedians, and you know what? I don't blame people like Chappelle, Louis C.K., a lot of bigger time comedians. What they've been doing is so they could try out their material and they don't want it to leak online before their special and stuff. Is when you go see them, you have to leave your phone. Like, you get a code and you put your phone in a safe and you put your phone. So, which, you know what, doesn't bother me. I'll be honest with you, it doesn't bother me. I get it. Like, you know what? It's like if you go to a fucking play, you can't have your phone, or you go to a Broadway show. So I understand. And it's really simple. They just say, look, if you want to come see the show, because, look at what happened to Chappelle. Chappelle was working on material and somebody there was taking notes and, recorded him. And
or honestly, too, the big obnoxious thing now is the live tweeting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're literally taking a video of you or tweeting about you while that shit can get a little annoying.
So again, I don't really begrudge people like that. But now there's a level that in my opinion, there's a level where you look like a complete and utter asshole. And who better to be a complete and utter asshole than Pete Davidson? A good friend
please.
of Opie.
Name one time that he was ever an asshole. Yeah, good friend of Opie who's never talked to Opie again.
Pete Davidson asked fans to sign $1 million NDA before comedy show. Whatever you do, never tweet at a Pete Davidson comedy show. The Saturday Night Live cast member has been doling out non-disclosure agreements before each of his recent comedy shows. Most recently, fans attending Pete Davidson's stand-up at the Sidney Goldstein Theater were asked to sign a lengthy contract that forbade them from tweeting out or Instagramming. Listen to this, not recordings. Okay, because we are not recording it. From tweeting or Instagramming any opinions about the performance. So you can't go see, like, if you were to go see fucking Whitesnake and they suck now, right? And then you go, man, they really fucking sucked.
First of all, Whitesnake doesn't fucking suck.
All right, you're right. I'm sorry.
Pick a different group.
I'm sorry. Papa Roach.
Okay, that's better.
Papa Roach. You go see Papa Roach.
Wait a minute. If you showed up to a Papa Roach show and then tried to complain that they suck, people would be like, yeah, where have you been the last 20 years?
Yeah, you went to a Papa Roach show.
Yeah, now you're going to complain? That's like ordering a steak and then being like, it's very red and bloody. I don't enjoy it.
Why'd you order it?
Ordered a steak.
Most recently, fans attending Pete Davidson's stand-up at the theater were asked to sign a lengthy contract. Oh, I already read that. One attendee, Stacy Young, originally discovered by Consequences of Sound, posted the alleged NDA on her Facebook. It stated, here's what it says, direct quote, "The individual shall not give any interviews, offer any opinions or critiques, or otherwise participate by any means in any form whatsoever, including but not limited to blogs, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, or any social media network or other websites, whether now existing or hereafter created."
You can't do that. That is, I don't give a fuck what lawyer drew this up. That is an unenforceable contract. That's an unenforceable. Like, there are some things that I've signed in my life that I signed them because they're unenforceable. Like, I had a non-compete, and the last guy I worked for in Tampa had a non-compete, and I signed it. And like when it came up, and people go, "Well, you signed a non-compete," it was always like, "Yeah, fucking good luck enforcing that in a right to work state. Like, suck my dick."
Yeah, Florida's right to work.
Like, People think that, like, and I've noticed this before, like when I got in a fight with the vape shop because my vape broke, and they're like, well, it says on the receipt that all sales are final. And it's like, okay, but you don't, like, people think that because they write something on a piece of paper that it's legally enforceable. That's not how it works. I could draw a contract right now that says that, if the Dolphins lose next week, Royce is my slave forever. And
I will not take that
And he
bet.
could sign it, and he could have it notarized. And we could go to court. I would not have that upheld. They'd go, you can't legally own a slave, sir. There's things that are just not enforceable. I want to go to a Pete Davidson show and break the NDA. I'd rather just go and break it.
Well,
and
here's what I'm saying that people do. And I think this is the best way to go about this. Whether you went to a show or you didn't, start tweeting out stuff about these shows, especially if you didn't go to a show. Let them do the legwork. Seriously.
It's actually a pretty good idea.
Especially if you didn't go to the show. Go there and just look at his tour dates. You can see him on his fucking website, which is called basically HIV.com. If you go to his website, you could see his tour dates. Be like, oh, I was just at a Pete Davidson show in Long Island. And if somehow you know somebody that did go and you can get info, that's even better, because the more accurate it is, the better it is. And just start spreading it online. Hashtag Pete Davidson show. Everybody, you really should do this, because this is going to backfire on him. Because like you said, most people don't give a shit, right? No. Secondly, does he think everybody on Twitter is at John Smith? A lot of people have names. You wouldn't know who the fuck they are.
And if you want,
have no idea who they are.
And if you want, email revengeofthecis@gmail.com or at ROTC Radio on Twitter. Tell us your experiences of going to these things, and we'll keep you anonymous. And you know what? We will just assume that every story we hear about is true. Every single, we are now operating. If you guys send us your firsthand accounts of going to a Pete Davidson show, we are going to tell those stories with zero editing. We're just going to repeat everything we hear. So Pete Davidson rumor mill, let us know what you thought of the show, guys.
Oh man, I love this. Fuck you, Pete.
We're just gonna screenshot emails and blur out names and just post them all over every day. Look at all these bad reviews.
The lady who took a picture, it says, I didn't want to sign it because it was basically saying I wasn't able to comment on it to have any opinion. Young told Variety, the most you could say is no comment. After refusing to sign the NDA emailed to her from the venue, Young was given a full refund, but there was no additional information as to why this was happening. I called the box office and I wondered if it was for a special, but they didn't have any information. The fine for breaking the NDA says it's a whopping $1 million. In the event of the breach of this agreement, individuals shall pay the company upon demand as liquidated damages, which means they take your shit and whatever.
That's not, it's again, not, you could sign that, it's not going to hold up.
The sum of $1 million plus any out-of-pocket expenses. No. I understand that comedians are protective of their material, Young added, but to not be allowed to express an opinion, whether I liked it or not, is off-putting in an Orwellian thought police way. Sources confirmed to Variety that Davidson's MBA would again be handed out on Saturday's prior show. This Saturday he had a show in Chicago. They handed it out.
Well, he's got a show on the 9th.
Where?
In Hollywood. Not the one that the Jews live in.
They live in both.
Well, no, fair enough.
The Florida one?
Yeah. I'm just saying. I'll go there and sign my name as Mickey Mouse like Eazy-E did. He did that once on a contract. He signed Mickey Mouse. It's just that he would get out of something. I will sign that shit Mickey Mouse. And I'll go and I will fucking tell everybody every little thing that happened there. And I dare Pete Davidson to sue me for $1 million. It's not going to happen.
A spokesperson for the SNL star could not be reached for comment. Cell phone bans are nothing new in the way. We talked about that with Chappelle and Louis C.K., which, you know what, doesn't bother me? The not recording an entire set and put it up there. I get why people do that. You know, you're working on your material, you want to do a special. But what he's doing is he's saying you can't criticize him. Now, here's what bothers me.
What if we do this?
What?
We'll go to the show. We sign the NDAs with fake names. We strap some burner phones to our ankles because we know they're going to take our phones. We get just some cheap ass little straight talk Walmart phones with minutes on them and and a little bit of data. Strap that shit to our ankle like a fucking undercover cop with a gun and just go in there and be like, yeah, whatever, and then just live tweet the entire thing. Fuck are they gonna do? They really gonna sue us for $1 million fucking dollars?
Of course not.
So what is it? What happens? It just turns into a whole shit show. We go, yeah.
I think it's him scaring. But you know what bothers me the most out of this is not is the fact that I have to read an article putting Pete Davidson, Dave Chappelle, and Louis C.K. in the same sentence, like as if Pete has earned anything that Dave. You know, like when you think of great comedians that are touring now, right? You fucking Louis C.K., you could think of fucking Dave Chappelle. I mean, even whether you Brian Regan, like I understand these are fucking comics that are larger than life. These are even look, Jeff Dunham sells out fucking arena, and not the
great Tiffany Haddish.
No, Mike.
No,
not the great
Tiffany Haddish.
There's not a woman on this list. These great comics, and then you think of Pete Davidson. What is this little fucking shit? Think he's not funny. His stand-up isn't funny. And how people do, he's funny. No, he's not. His stand-up is not funny. He's not a funny dude.
He's always been more concerned with being cool.
Yeah.
I'm cool. And cool is not funny. Cool has never been funny. Cool has never been. That was the greatest lesson I ever learned in comedy very early on, was somebody said that to me. They're like, dude, you're trying too hard to be cool and funny guy. You're going to have to pick one at some point. Decide which one you want to be. Because if you want to be cool guy, you're not going to be funny. If you want to be funny, you can't be cool guy. He was always trying to be cool guy.
But here's the other thing with him. Like when you think of like, let's use Will Ferrell, for example. When Will Ferrell was on SNL, like he was the dude. Like that was the dude.
There was no doubt that he was the guy.
There was no question.
Even people that didn't care for him were like, nah, but he's funny though. You know?
If I were to go to you right now, name 3 Will Ferrell classic characters on SNL, you could probably name 10. Like,
yeah, of course.
There's so many, you know, fucking Alex Trebek, Night at the Roxbury dude, Neil Diamond, the cheerleaders. Like you could go down George Bush. You could go down the list of all the fucking the piano guy. That was, I always loved that one. Are you ready to get H&R rocked?
Also, this retard, remember when he ran the Stangles off of Opie's show? Like literally made them quit their jobs because of his bullying.
Yeah. So name one classic Pete Davidson character. Because even when he's on the show, like if I think of like who had the bitch who played Hillary, like I think she's
Kate McKinnon.
Yeah, she was like the person, right?
She can be funny though.
Yeah, that's my point though. My point is he isn't even, forget like being a big enough comic to sign an NDA. He's not even the fucking top 5 person on current SNL.
ISIS guy. Remember that sketch? That
yeah,
was good.
I remember that sketch.
That was a good sketch.
No, it wasn't. All right. So it's I don't know, man. It's the fucking balls on this guy to think he's that important or that big or that much of a star. And like we said it before, like, you know, it's not just being cool. Like last time we talked about him too, it's like he's trying to be a rock star. And you can't be a rock star, you know? You could be a comic, but you can't be this larger than fucking life rock star dude. You know, you can't be out there like, yeah, man, rock and roll. Oh, cool. What do you do? Well, I played like, you know, guy with hand tattoos on every skit I'm in because I'm sure they love that when they're doing different characters. Every character Pete Davidson has to wear long sleeves and still has finger tattoos.
Yes.
I don't know, man. Yeah, that's right. Destructo said Pete Davidson only has one character. It's Pete Davidson.
We gotta go.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go.
Could we just go and break I just want to go and live tweet. Like that's literally all I want to do is go and fucking live tweet and go and literally tweet out, hey, I'm here at the Pete Davidson show right now. Hey, Pete, sue me. I fucking dare you. I'm going to live tweet this whole thing. Pete just did a joke about blah, blah, blah. It was horrible. Like, just fucking
He's bombing.
Just shit on him the whole time. What are they going to do?
You're right.
What are they going to do? You're not going to sue me for $1 million fucking dollars. You're going to show that paper in court and they're going to laugh you the fuck out of the room. It's not enforceable.
Can you imagine fucking like thinking that you're that good at your material is so valuable? Jesus Christ, man.
Remember when he's had so many meltdowns in the last year on stage. Remember when he yelled at the crowd? He yelled at that one guy who was wearing the Ariana Grande shirt.
Oh,
Kicked the guy out for wearing an Ariana Grande shirt. Like, what a fucking baby, dude.
Yeah. Well, his dad died on 9/11.